Like most businesses, you probably have a credit card machine that converts customers' credit cards into profits. But did you know that when you signed up for your merchant account, you agreed to comply with Payment Card Industry or PCI security standards to keep your customers' credit card information safe and to avoid huge fines, lawsuits, and penalties that come with a data breach and PCI noncompliance? Home Depot's credit card breach cost them $179 million, and Winner's parent company paid over $256 million. Unfortunately, most small and medium-sized businesses can't afford the penalties, lawsuits, and loss of customer confidence that come after a breach. So it's no surprise that 60% of hacked small and medium-sized businesses go out of business within 6 months of a breach. What about insurance? Well, cyber insurance is a good way of taking care of residual risk. However, keep in mind that it doesn't always cover you if you aren't PCI compliant. For example, in 2016, the Superior Court of Quebec decided that Chubb Insurance Company of Canada didn't have to pay out a claim to Aldo Shoes after Bank of Montreal's MasterCard service charged Aldo $4.9 million in penalties after a cyber breach because they weren't PCI compliant. It turns out that although cyber insurance covered damages suffered by cardholders, it didn't cover PCI-related fines because they are a contractual obligation between the merchant and the credit card processor. Even if you get PCI cyber insurance, keep in mind that liability is often limited to $100,000. After a breach, even if you had insurance, your credit card processor and insurance companies will likely increase your rates and you'll suffer a loss of customer confidence. KPMG found that 52% of customers wouldn't feel comfortable buying from a retailer that was breached within the last 3 months. So how do companies disclose credit card numbers? Sometimes it's as simple as an unencrypted email. However, typically, it goes down to policies, procedures, and training. In particular, employees not examining payment devices for hardware that criminals use to capture credit card information. Verizon's 2018 data breach report found that 38% of retail breaches involve undetected skimmers and changes to hardware. Fortunately, the solution to all of these is simply education and easily accessible daily procedures. PCI requires specific policies, procedures, and employee training to avoid these pitfalls. Verizon also reported that 98% of breaches in the accommodations and food services sectors involve point-of-sale attacks, and MasterCard analysis has shown that insecure remote access is the #1 point of entry for attacks against brick-and-mortar merchants. These could be easily prevented by restricting network access and implementing PCI-compliant access restrictions. Unfortunately, many merchants still use the same consumer-grade routers and firewalls in their businesses as they use at home. These devices don't support PCI-compliant access restrictions and are usually difficult or impossible to set up to properly restrict network traffic to block hackers. Fortunately, 3Shield offers an instant PCI compliant solution that includes a firewall with a proprietary configuration to allow your business to function normally without allowing hackers in. We also include a booklet with employee procedures, PCI policies, training, and other PCI requirements that keep your business and customers safe. We even monitor and update the device to catch the bad guys in the act and keep your business safe from future attacks. All of this at a price that all companies can easily afford. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more business cybersecurity tips, and click our video to learn more about this instant security and compliance solution.